what's the best case scenario for the Nickelback spot?
There is not a really
Could you repeat that?
pleasurable answer to this question. What are you going to do with the Nickelback? I can't help but wonder about the Kyler Gordon thing because he's missed 14 games this season. He hasn't played like 117 plays, something like that. He's barely played this year. And the idea that you're going to bring him back because he's this great athlete, he is a great athlete, and he can be your lockdown nickel. He's still dealing with the curse of the defensive coordinator who said he couldn't wait to coach the guy. Well, we're still waiting. I don't know that he's going to be back. The hope is that he's going to practice this week. That's the hope. I don't know. I mean, it would be great if he could be back. The other thing is, I think that the bloom is off the rose for Chancey Gardner-Johnson, and I think that unfortunately he might be a guy that you would need at that position. Is Nick McLeod back from illness? How does that do for you if you have to play him at the nickelback position? I think it's all a problem, as a famous man once said. It seems like this is not ideal, and I think the Bears are. I mean, is it possible that Tyrique Stevenson has to play some nickel? Is he still on the roster? This is driving me nuts.
Well, that was where I was going to go, Mully. At the end, you mentioned Tyrique Stevenson. We're going to talk more about Tyrique Stevenson in a minute, but I've got to believe that if Kyler Gordon, 70% of Kyler Gordon's 100% better than Nick McLeod. Nick McLeod got the tummy flu and couldn't go, I guess, on Saturday night.
That's so unfair, man.
Oh, my God.
Your take on him is so unfair. Tummy flu?
Why am I a phony tough guy?
Because you're acting like, we saw people get sick and miss games.
Because if I had the flu, I would play in an NFL football game.
It was the word tummy that offended both of us. Tummy flu.
It amused me. So no Nick McLeod.
No, I'm no Nick McLeod. I hope he didn't get his flu shot and this extends for him.
Well, I think the Bears are in a conundrum because of the uncertainty surrounding C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I don't think he was put in the best position to succeed on Saturday. I would agree on Sunday. I would agree with Jaquan Brisker along those lines. The Bears have a personnel issue, but I don't think it's smart to put some of that personnel in man-to-man situations that don't play to their strengths. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is excellent against the run and blitzing and in isolated situations in the secondary, but his lack of closing speed is exploited when forced to play man-to-man. So what do you do now? I think if Kyler Gordon's on the field, I'm Jordan Love and I'm Matt LaFleur, I'm attacking. This guy's played in 120 plays. I don't understand how the expectation is, well, he's going to be ready. He's played in 3 games this year. That speed, the playoff intensity, I'm not sure he's going to be ready for it. Maybe he will be. I don't think so. I don't think you can count on that. I'm not sure you can count on anything from Kyler Gordon. I certainly wouldn't this year. If he gets through pregame warmups, I think then we'll talk. But I just don't know that you're in a position to count on him. I like a couple of possibilities. Nick McLeod would be an option, number one. Jalen Jones would be an option. I think then you're probably going to be isolating somebody who's going to be exploited. Here's another option. Tyrique Stevenson could come back and maybe play outside. Maybe he plays the corner. But I think Jalen Johnson is not the player that we have seen him be. He's not playing at a Pro Bowl caliber level. I do wonder if he might be helped if you moved him in the slot. He's not a willing tackler that we have seen, but he would be somebody that could help you get your 5 best defensive backs on the field in the event that Gardner-Johnson is not ready to play. It didn't sound like they were expecting Gardner-Johnson to be ready to practice. So I think if you want your 5 best defensive backs on the field, Tyrique Stevenson has to fit into that mix somewhere.
Oh, boy. Good question.
Voice of Coach Wanstead will be here at 7:44 for not one but two segments with Mully and Haugh. Be sure to watch our YouTube channel to check that out. What do you read what the Bears coach Ben Johnson said regarding why Ben Johnson, quarterback Tyrique Stevenson, was not dealing with injury, did not play at all against the Lions?
Tyrique Stevenson didn't play at all yesterday. That's obviously a change. What prompted that?
We felt good about where Shawnee and where Jalen were, and we wanted those two guys to take the bulk of the snaps.
Do you believe Stevenson was benched? What does that say regarding his future with this team?
I'm not buying what Ben Johnson was selling. I don't want to suggest anything other than the coach was not wanting to bring whatever problem that they're having with Tyrique Stevenson into the public light. I can respect that, because this is no time to be dealing with these kinds of things. But just from a outsider's perspective, fan, analyst, whatever, if you have Tyrique Stevenson and he's healthy, he is somebody that needs to be in action. You don't have the luxury in your secondary to have a healthy body watching in uniform only so he has a good seat. You need Tyrique Stevenson in the mix. You need Tyrique Stevenson, a guy that you trusted earlier this year as a starter who was replacing Jalen Johnson, to be a guy that you can count on again. They clearly don't count on him right now. But he is, you have a problem in the secondary. He can be part of the solution. I'm not buying the fact that he was just not as good of an option as Nashawn Wright, who did not have a good game, and Jalen Johnson, who had a worse one. So if Tyrique Stevenson is healthy, he should play, and I don't buy the fact that he wasn't a better option than any of those two guys at any point, just to rest them. Jalen Johnson's not in game shape yet. That's pretty obvious. I don't know why he didn't play.
I agree with you, David. It's mind-boggling why he didn't play, especially the way those wide receivers were running all over the Bears. Just try something. Just give a guy a breather. I mean, he was a DNP. I mean, it's amazing. What a waste of a roster game day spot. And if there is something going on behind closed doors, we're speculating now. You could have done the guy a favor and said, we had him activated. He wasn't feeling well. The flu's been running through this place. And if we were desperate, he could have gotten out there for us. But they didn't do that. They just said, we felt better about these guys than this guy. It's damning.
Yeah, there's something going on. I mean, I don't know what it is, but there is definitely something untoward here. You got to be kidding me. We wanted those guys to take the bulk of the snaps. They took all the snaps. The guy didn't play. You didn't use him for a down of football. In a game in which you were getting, they had a receiver that was putting on a clinic, and you couldn't cover him no matter who you tried on him. I can't believe that there isn't more going on with this, and that says something about his future. We came into the year wondering about his future with the team, and it was a new start, a new beginning, and I don't know what to make of it. I think he is. I want to be careful. I don't want to call him a temperamental player because I don't know that to be the case, but I think he's a guy that needs a certain amount of attention, okay? And I think that you get more with a guy like that by being attentive to him. You can't have anybody going off the rails or being, and I'm not saying he is, I don't know what the deal is, but your feelings and thoughts and cares can't matter more than the team at this point. But the fact that they didn't play him in a very big situation makes you wonder if they're going to play him at all this week. And frankly, as you said, you got to line up your best players and have them play. And they could use this guy because they're not very good in the secondary right now.
His reputation does not earn him the benefit of the doubt. And that's what they're asking us to believe, is that nothing about his off-the-field behavior and nothing about his basically asking us to say, he's not good enough. And I think he's been proven to be good enough.
Yeah, that's not the problem. It's other stuff.
It's not a talent issue.
No. So we'll see what happens, and maybe we'll learn more about this moving forward.